In this video, we're going to show you how to properly set up your desktop office. We're going to cover three things, mainly the preparer setup, your EFIN/ERO setup, and lastly, your account logins. Your account login is how you log into the software other than logging in as admin. So if you want to create login accounts for other employees and set the permissions that those employees are able to access and what those permissions are, that's where you're going to go and set that up inside of login account. So let me explain where that is. After you log in, after installing the software, you're going to be met at the work in progress summary page here. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to create a login account so that you can log in and have another method of logging in outside of just the admin and the password. So under database, we're going to go, my apologies, we're going to go to setup and login accounts right here. And let's create a new one. So the login ID can be almost anything that you want. So my name is Devin. So we can just type in Devin, even though there's already a Devin listed. We'll just for the sake of the example, I'll just put Devin1 so that we're not going to run into an error because there's two similar login IDs. But this is where you kind of just fill out the rest of the information as you see it: login name, email address, cell phone, and password. Now these fields are super important because your email and cell phone need to be added so that in case you ever forget your password, the desktop software is going to be able to send you a link either to your email or to your cell phone so that you can recover that password and successfully log in with a temporary password. You cannot use passwords more than once, so I hope you have a list of passwords that you're able to remember off the top of your head, because you're going to have to change passwords after you click forgot password. So if you have any previously used passwords, you're not going to be able to re-enter those after you forget your password and have to enter a new password. Hope that makes sense. Right here is going to where you're going to determine their access level, and each level has like different permissions. If you want them to have access to almost everything, I would leave it as administrator. But if they have defined roles, then give them either the office manager or tax preparer role, and that'll be enough permissions for them to successfully create returns, and you're going to be able to transmit those returns from the administrator role. If you ever need to disable the account login, you're going ahead and click that button right there. If you want them to only restrict, if you want to restrict the user to only being able to process or start training returns, you can click that button right there. I'm not going to get into color schemes because that's going to be a preference to each individual person. But the biggest thing that I wanted to emphasize that I really want everyone to pay attention to is down here, the bank ID code. When you're using Republic Bank, they're going to give you a bank ID code, and you're going to have to put that in here. I wish it was in a better location, but it's under the login preferences. So for whatever bank ID code you're going to get, and this is obviously for Republic Bank only, as you can see, this is where you're going to have to put in that code in order to be able to access some of their products that Republic Bank provides. So once you have that filled out, you're going to have a list of login IDs outside of just the admin, and that's what you want. You want to just have like a hierarchy so that you have two methods of logging in: one, the method you created, or two, the admin and the default password. Second thing we're going to go over is how to set up your Office and EF originator. So I'm going to go to setup right here and click Office, and your user IDs are going to be automatically populated because that is determined when we are issuing you your credentials. When you get the email credentials, you're going to have a user ID already populated, and you're going to have a default password with a couple different characters. Go ahead and copy paste those into the installation wizard, and that's how you're going to be able to have this field auto populated when you access the Office setup screen. That's why you can't edit this field, because it's auto-populated from the installation screen. But from there, it's really simple. Just put in your name, phone number, email, and location. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be transmitting returns directly to the central site. In rare cases that you don't transmit, you're going to select feeder, and feeder means that you're going to be sending your returns to another central site, and that central site is going to be responsible for transmitting to the desktop's master central site, and the master central site is what also is submitted to the IRS, and you get responses from there. That's pretty much it. You can kind of go through these tabs and set some more preferences if you'd like, but for the sake of the video, we're just going to keep it short and simple. And that's all you need for the office setup. The next thing you're going to need is the EF originator. I access that by going up to database and then selecting EF originator. And what you can do is, this is where you're going to enter your EFIN, or your electronic filing identification number. So go ahead and put that in here. Click add, and from here just fill out the just fill out the sheet. Name, address, city. Don't forget to put in your cell phone number, your EFIN, cell phone carriers. A lot of these fields need to be completed. If for any reason you can't fill out these fields or you need assistance, don't hesitate to just reach out to us. But also, some of these fields are also going to be pre-populated, depending on which bank you're using. So on our end, what we'll have to do is if we already know which bank you would like to use, and we've already submitted a bank application on your behalf, if that's already been accepted and processed, this field will automatically be populated. As you can see, I can't type anything into that field because that's a populated field that comes from the back end. And when you're finished filling this out, don't forget to capture that signature. You can usually do that and sign with your mouse by just clicking capture signature and sign in something beautiful like that. I was trying to type hello, and you can see what it turned into, an abomination. But once you click accept, it's going to become the default ERO signature, and that's automatically placed on every single return as it's printed out. Once you're done, click save. Last thing, if you need to look at your fees, you can click advanced here, and this is where you can kind of see what the fees are. And if you have any inquiries, don't hesitate to reach out to us so we can kind of elaborate on those. Once you're done, click save. And last thing we're going to go over is how to set up a preparer. So under database, you're going to go to paid preparers. And preparer ID you can label as whatever their name is. So my name is Devin, so we'll just use that as my default preparer ID. And from here, similar to all the other menus, just go ahead and fill these out. As you can see, the whichever entries need some input. Don't forget to add your cell phone number and email once again, in case you ever have any issues or you need to be contacted. Have those fields available. But when you're done, same thing like we did with the ERO setup, the paid preparer needs to have their signature captured. So you can go ahead and click capture signature, sign with your mouse pad, and whatever creation you have right there that's called your signature, go ahead and accept that, and that'll be the default signature for this particular paid preparer. Click save when you're done, and that's pretty much it. That's how you set up an office as soon as you log into your desktop software for the first time.